Almighty, Almighty. This is PBR Street Gang. Radio check. Over. PBR Street Gang. This is Almighty. Standing by. Over. PBR Street Gang. This is Almighty. Over. PBR Street Gang. This is Almighty. Standing by. Over. PBR Street Gang. This is Almighty. Standing by. How do you copy?
There in the shrubbery coming out of it are little gray entities about 4 foot tall. As they came towards me, I'm looking at them and thought, what's going on here? But, I didn't say anything. But till the day I die, I'll remember what the little entity said to me. And the way he said it, it was like, Clifford, what are you doing here? You are not supposed to be here. At that time, I got my M16, pulled it up. You normally don't carry your weapon on full automatic. I put it on full automatic and I started to fire. And I yelled out, VC, VC. No reason for us to believe that night. I have no idea why I was yelling that. And that was to alert the other troops that we were no longer alone, that there were a number of little guys there, I'll put it that way. Well, everyone else started to shoot, but our bullets was having no effect. You should see where the bullets would bounce off of them or where they were going through them. All we saw was the flash from our weapons. This was daylight. We couldn't tell what was going on.
Were other people witnessing these little beings?
Oh, yeah. Every soldier there was witnessing.
How many beings were there?
There were about 15 or 20. And, normally you wouldn't think there'd be that many. And for whatever reason, they followed us all the way back to that little stream. We got across it, then they stopped.
Did you just exhaust your firepower and nothing happened and said, what are we going to do now? They're still looking at us.
Oh, absolutely. We didn't know what was going to happen, but,
what did the commander say?
Back. Wasn't saying anything. He was with us going back. Later on, he was asking me, do you have any idea what happened there? I don't have a clue. And once again, I don't have a clue, Colonel, because that's what I always called him. But when we got back across there, he said, okay, look, we need to have somebody go back and make sure that everything's all clear, that we're not going to run into any more surprises back there. So I need a volunteer. And I went ahead, no one volunteered. And I got to the point where I felt I had to know what was going on back there. So without saying anything, I got my M16 and I got my bandolier of ammunition and I crossed back over the little stream. Then the guy I always called the colonel, he says, Stoney, where are you going? I said, you said you needed to know what's going on over there. He says, yeah, but I did not want you to volunteer and I don't want you to go back. I says, Colonel, look, I did not know what we were really coming here for. I didn't know we'd run into anything like this. But I got to know what's going on back there. Something I got to know, was it these guys that brought this down? And if it is these guys that brought it down, then we have problems. I says, but I got to know, and I got to find out. So I started to go back. And one by one, each of the other soldiers grabbed their M16, their bandolier, and started following me. And the colonel then last, but he would have come anyhow if it was just me. He went ahead, came on back, and he crossed over with me. And with us, should I say. We went on back, there was nothing there. There was some people who talk about this story say there were big gaping wounds on the, no. There was wounds that was consistent with shrapnel from the missile that hit it. And it was obvious that some died instantaneously. So we went ahead, we took the bodies out of the plane. And when we took the bodies out of the plane, we went ahead and put them on blankets on the ground because we didn't have any stretchers. And we called in for the helicopters to come pick them up, and they picked them up. Right behind the, and these were medical helicopters that picked them up. But they picked them up, took them on back to process to bring them back to the States. When this happened, we had some engineers brought in on a helicopter. Then we had about 4 of the sea cranes. They're CH-54 helicopters, which are big utility
Huge.
choppers.
Yeah.
The engineers cut off the wings of the B-52, cut off the tail section, and each of the C-54s picked up a wing, the fuselage, and the tail section, and flew them out of there. We walked back to our staging area. At our staging area, we picked up everything we had back there, trying to make it look like we were never there. Got on board the helicopters they sent to pick us up. By the time we got back, it was the next night. We got out of our helicopters, went to the same plane that we came in on, and took off. At that time, they went ahead and debriefed us, telling us, okay, here's what happened. Enemy fire brought down a B-52. Unfortunately, it went down in a country that was not friendly to the United States government. We went in as a recovery team to recover any survivors that may have survived the crash of that B-52. This is the cover story we are going to be releasing to the media, to the public at large, if this becomes public that this incident occurred. Otherwise, this incident never occurred, nothing happened, and you were never ever here. If you say you were here, if you repeat the story of this incident, we can prove that you were never here.
What happened to the extraterrestrials? Was that the last time you seen them?
Yeah, that was it. We have no idea.
And did your commander comment on the extraterrestrials?
Yeah, but he was guessing, I think, too, same as I was.
You were in shock. I mean, everyone was.
I did. Yeah, I didn't plan on anything like that to be.
Did the extraterrestrials have like clothing?
They had like the one piece, almost skin tight clothing. It was almost like the clothes breathed with them.